Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. All the Kanye stuff going on. Kanye is not a billionaire no more.
Yeah,
how? Because of the endorsement? Is that what made him the billionaire? The endorsements?
That must have been. He's not a billionaire no more, right?
Oh, so they were doing what his net worth would be, not what his actually liquid assets. Okay.
All right, so he's not a billionaire no more. But one guy that he said that they sent for him is Diddy. Diddy is a billionaire all of a sudden.
He probably backdoored it. Whatever shit Kanye
What's
lost,
your thoughts on
he
it?
probably picked up whatever Kanye lost. Because Diddy is a shrewd businessman.
Diddy is like a shoe shining Uncle Tom of the highest order. I swear that bull is.
Did y'all see the video?
I think he'll do anything.
Right?
With 2-Bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I might talk about that next. But listen, my whole thing is, Diddy had all these businesses prior to 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. How?
Yo, that was my question.
How
Kanye lose all of a sudden and a billionaire?
Yeah,
and Diddy all of a sudden is a billionaire.
The first guy to speak up.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The narrative.
Come on, Diddy. But you seen the 2-Bit thing where Diddy was dressed as a Joker?
Yeah. He popped up on him outside at the car.
I need to see the whole video because I feel like 2-Bit knew who he was from the gate, even though he acted like he didn't. But being a dude, he fucked with 50.
That's what I thought.
I feel like that's why he was acting like
no. See, I looked at it a different way. I looked at it as Diddy knew that that's 50's guy from the show, so he was fucking with him and he was running. But at one point, like when they got serious, like Diddy said, "Nigga, I'm fucking."
Yeah.
He let it be known, like.
But 2-Bit knew the fuck he was. There's no way in the world you.
So you think he knew who he was?
Even if he didn't know from the gate, once he started talking and once he said what he said,
but he played cool.
Yeah, he did. But he played cool. But then he
you
also
heard
said,
what he
"I'm
said,
with
nigga,
whatever."
Yeah, I heard that.
So he know 50 feeding me. You ain't feeding me.
Yeah. You got anything else on that, John?
Diddy a nut? No, I ain't
Why Diddy?
Now, I need to see the whole video because I feel like it was more before that. Because did you just come on when they in the middle of the street and Diddy ran up on it? So I feel like it was more before that.
Oh, because I wish he would have really met somebody that was really about that, and he popped up doing that joke.
No, boy, looked like he was really about that. But Diddy had all types of security with him.
I know, but you're gonna get tough. But you got your security with you.
No,
and
but one thing I ain't gonna say,
bro.
And this is I'm not gonna say Diddy is soft or nothing like that.
Pause.
But I feel like he had his camera team with him and all that.
Yeah, and he got his good time acting like he's Joe Tough. No, fuck that shit.
Okay, did you see all the shenanigans that's going on with Mav Hoffa and them?
Yeah, that's
my expert opinion.
Let me touch on that real quick because have you seen the Drink Champs interview with Kevin Hart or what? It was either Drink Champs or the podcast with Brandon Marshall. He was talking about why it always comes when black people. The breakups always comes to do with money,
right? And
that's what it's about. Like at the end of the day, figure that shit out. Because I seen another podcast when they had the boy Esso and the other guy Heineken on it,
right?
And they were talking about and the cameraman Master owe them money,
right? I seen that.
Come on, man, figure that shit out, man. Y'all fucking up relationships, and they said a lot of them people that came on the podcast was on the strength of them other guys he got rid of.
Yeah, but my thing is money. Hell of a drug.
Yep.
It's definitely a hell of a drug.
But you know what's fucked up about that is, especially when you come from nothing, you've been surviving on nothing for so long, that shouldn't be the reason why you X out niggas that you came up with.
Right.
Like, you've been surviving on whatever you surviving on for your whole life. So the fact that nigga dangle some shit and say, get rid of these guys, all right, he could have even went, I don't know the whole situation, but if, say for example, somebody come to me and say, I do a side joint, but you gotta get rid of these two guys. Okay, I'm gonna come to y'all guys and tell y'all, listen, this is what they offering. So I could say no, or I could say I'll take this and I'm gonna still hit y'all off, and we can still do our own thing on the side. I'm not just gonna X y'all out. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but here's my thing. if somebody come to you like Vito, we think that you're this, that, and the third. Me personally, I don't expect a lookout. I don't expect. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm looking out.
I would appreciate it, but what I'm saying is, if we all put that work in, and they like, nah, Vito's the one, and you gotta respect that. Like,
but
sometimes
like,
a lot.
Like, let me use this as an example. Like, for example, when you come back as a singer group, and then whoever's the best singer, they go solo. All right, I ain't got no problem if I'm the backup singer and you're the main singer, and they come get you. Say they come get Brown for a solo deal. Cool.
Right.
Go do your solo deal, come up, and then come back. It's simple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can go off, and with you going off being a solo artist, you're bringing more value to the group once you come back.
Yeah, but what I think it is that people from the gun bus, they be all about theyself. And it's dolo. That's why I don't know what's going on with nothing, but I dare respect the fact that the guy SO, he said, if you bringing me and my guy on, we're a package deal. Yeah. So if you don't want him no more, you don't want me no more. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. And my thing is that sometimes a lot of us are motivated by money where we don't have that mentality. Yeah. So I shout him out. I don't know what's going on with their real situation. But for anybody to say, because I'm one of them guys, I'm going to say, okay, me and John came on together. You don't want John, and I'm not doing it. You're not picking Vito up. I'm cool. Like,
see, but on the flip side, if somebody comes to you and says, Brown, you the guy, you got to dish them guys. And you come to me and John, I'm going to say, Brown, go do that. Come up. And when you get up,
but it's
bring us along.
It's a difference from Brown actually came to y'all and told y'all.
Even if you don't come to me, I'm not, first and foremost, I'm not the type to hold grudges, and I'm not bitter about anything because I understand certain situations. So even if you come up, even if you got to do what you got to do to come up, at the end of the day, if you bring us, because I don't expect shit from anybody.
Right.
You come up, just bring us along. It's simple. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Once you get to where you need to be, you can bring us along. It's simple.
Okay. All right, let's talk NBA real quick. The NBA, they talking about changing the rules, especially for tanking. They're talking about sending 2 teams to the D-League. The only reason they really don't want to do it, the worst 2 teams going to the D-League, is because they're saying the best 2 teams from the D-League is not going to be able to compete with NBA teams. But they're talking changes. Give me a change that we need in the NBA. Keep it a C note, let me know.
I feel like the playoff thing should be the best 16 teams instead of East and West.
Okay.
With the play-in option, too.
Yeah. You still, I don't want the play-in no more.
You don't want that no more?
Nah.
I like that play-in option.
Nah, listen what I'm saying. If you're the 8th seed, you hustled to get that seed.
Yeah, I feel that.
You shouldn't have to play in a tournament to get in the playoffs. That's why I don't like the play-in tournament. It gives, and listen, VMC is VMC. I'm saying this respectfully. You hear what I'm saying? Because I just got my head knocked off pause 2 weeks into an 8-week season, so I'm not being disrespectful at all, but I just think certain changes like that need to happen.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts. Another thought that I have, right, is because I'm the guy that was on here. I said Clippers Sixers championship. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing all this stuff. John Wall's ready. Kawhi Leonard's ready. I'm watching their games. They win this game, and I watch them tomorrow, and all them dudes sitting. Mm. There has to be a rule.
For them to play.
There has to. You guys have to put in some rule into the NBA. All this load management, it cannot happen.
I feel like the load management shit, like, as far as away games, I feel like they should have to play the away games because if you come to somebody else's home, even though you're at that home, there are people from that city that are fans of, like, say if LA comes to Orlando.
Right.
There are people from Orlando who are LA fans, so they come in strictly to see them guys. They should have to play home games. I can understand you load management because you're home, and now that they can see you more often. But on the away games, they should have to play them games.
No, I think their ass should be in that game every night. If you got load management, you'll play 15 minutes tonight, but your ass gonna play.
Let me ask you this: as an owner.
Forget the owner. Forget the owners. The owners don't fund the league.
But you got to look at it from the owner aspect. I understand it, but you look at it.
We fund the league. We don't want to see that shit.
But would you rather Kawhi play 5 years, or would you rather Kawhi play 10 years?
As an owner, 10 years.
Period. As a fan, too.
As a fan, I don't care about none of that.
So would you have rather Penny played 10 years or 5? You would rather, because that's your man. You would rather see him longer. So if you can sit him out a couple games to avoid injury.
Listen, what I'm saying is, I picked LA to win a chip. Mm-hmm. If Penny could win a chip, like I picked LA to win a chip, then I'd rather see him 5 years play, because that's my man. And I want to talk about him in 10 years that he has one ring. And that he doesn't have no rings at all. That's how I want to talk about him. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to watch the games on a Thursday night where it's only about 3-4 games going on.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, 3-4 games going on. And you turn the Clippers game on and Kawhi's out, John Wall's out, Paul George is out.
I can see John Wall being out, but not Kawhi. Come on, man.
Bro, John Wall just sat 2 years. Kawhi just sat a whole year. They need to get their behinds on the court and play, bro.
You're right, because them guys... Matter of fact, you're 100% right, because in the 80s and 90s, them guys didn't have private planes. They was flying with the rest of the people. They was going from city to city. They didn't have all the shit that these guys got now.
Right.
These guys are load managing. AI played... You heard what AI said. He said, fuck that. I would play every game. I'm not sitting out.
Right.
So
but why would you want to sit out? What is the benefit? What I'm saying is, if your team has a chance to be in a regular season, if we play every game, we could be a top 3 team. But we're going to load management and we're going to be the 7th or 8th seed. Like, what is the point of that?
Now, I wouldn't sit out, but what I would do when we're playing against bum-ass teams, I wouldn't sit out, but I would play
not
less
go
minutes.
hard.
I would play no, not even that. I would play less minutes and say, yo, put the young guy in.
But that's how they did back then. Back then, they didn't go all crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? My load management back then would be like, John, you get 12 shots tonight, but tonight you going to get 30 shots. Yeah. That's what my load management would be. We don't have that anymore.
And I got one. Well, I'm tired of seeing. What? I would like to see competition back in the All-Star game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. But it comes to players, because I seen the only players that I seen that actually really played was Kobe and Chris Paul.
Right.
So, I mean,
but we don't have a lot of Kobe, Chris Paul mentalities with this league.
We don't. You know what might motivate them? Like how they do with the Major League Baseball All-Star game. Whoever wins is home court advantage.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that. Man, you got to do, for All-Star games, you got to do something else. They don't care about none of that, Vito. They don't care.
All-Star game really for the
fans. You probably got to give them some, I don't know, money is an incentive. I don't know.
They get paid for All-Star games.
Yeah, they get paid.
I know, but you got to give more to the winners or something. And then you got to make it bragging rights or something.
Truthfully, that's what I'm saying, bragging rights. If you my man, because all them guys are friends. Mm-hmm. You my man, you in the East, I'm in the West. I'm trying to bust your ass strictly for bragging rights.
And see, and that's why I would like it actually to go back to the East and West, because when you mix up teams, like you saw Jason Tatum on one team, and you'll see Jaylen Brown on another team.
East and West is you gotta go back to that.
I would like it East and West.
Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing East and West again.
I think they're both powerhouses now.
A fan of the captains, like. Because even with the captain stuff, that's like
still that favoritism.
Favoritism, friends and all that. Like the last guy getting picked because nobody likes him. Or
how the fuck Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert being the last pick? Donovan Mitchell is better than a few of them guys that got picked.
Shout out Donovan Mitchell over Cleveland getting busy. Listen, do we have Vito? I know you said yours. Do we have any say it with your chest moments?
Yeah.
Say it with your chest, John.
Well, we all seen what happened with Twitter and Elon Musk, right? And then we all saw like this picture of him showing
He's
like
back.
Yeah.
He bought it.
Yeah. So we all saw this picture that was ciphering going around online with like all these Jewish owners and corporations that were.
I didn't see that. No,
Okay,
I didn't see that.
Well, it's definitely going to be dropped on here.
It'll be on the screen, people.
Yeah. So he posted that, and it was kind of strange and all. It was about the media and all the people heads up,
right?
That run basically run the world. Basically,
they was Jewish people.
Yeah. Well,
so what was his point in saying? What is he? What is Elon Musk?
He's supposed South African or whatever. African.
He what?
He's an African American. I don't know if he's South African, but he's
South
African.
It depends. Just because you're from South Africa, not mean you African American.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. But I'm just not sure if he's from South Africa or if he's just from Africa.
I'm saying, come on, man. Like this is really a movie though. Like,
shit.
Yeah, and some of the movie that he's pushing though, people don't even see it. Like we're so mad at Kanye. He posted that. I mean, he did. What was that? That freedom of speech.
Yeah,
right?
on Twitter.
Right. Yep. And and that nigga word went up 500%. So how could we talk anti-Semitic when you just unleashed all this black hate on? Like we see your true color. There wasn't a bad word about a Jewish person.
Let me ask you this:
as far as
was he
talking
making the
Musk?
point?
Yeah,
you're talking.
Well, as far as Twitter and on Twitter, like all these people using nigga on there,
right,
freely.
Okay.
Can you look at it like this? Was Elon Musk exposing the fact that other people, like as far as anti-Semitic shit, when he did that shit with Twitter, was he exposing the fact that other people say wrong shit about other ethnicities?
I don't think he.
But see, and these people, they're not getting corrected, and half of them, who knows that most of them probably are bots. But the fact
shit, I just people make got the X hat on, so he in rare form.
Yeah.
So for the fact that we talk all this anti-Semitic when we try to talk truth about what happened in history with Jews, but we have actual derogatory statements against black people going on right now on Twitter, but nobody's like in an uproar or nothing. But we so mad at Kanye. Why are we not mad at Twitter?
Again, that comes back to not the big wigs. That comes back to us. Mm-hmm. Because if you had, I don't want to exaggerate a number, and they be like, that's not enough. We got that many. But if you had a right amount of number of people that's of color, skin, I think complaining about it, I think we would have a different outcome. But most of us, we use the term so freely, we don't care. It's not like, my example would be, and I think this may be the problem, I don't know. If I see a post as a black person and is degrading a black person, I'm just going to go to the next post.
Yeah, you could.
These Jewish people and all that, they're going to report it. They're going to follow up on their report. And they're going to have so many people doing that I think we're going to.
But I feel like that comes with your upbringing, because think about how we come up. We come up to mind your business.
Right.
They come up to, they can't mind their fucking business.
Right. I agree with that. But speaking of all that, I want to say it with my chest. I want to clarify something from last week. I know businessmen buy businesses. I know that the purpose is let's make this business something and let's sell it. Let's make a profit.
Buy low, sell high?
Yes. My thing is this. Buy low, sell high, go out the window when you say, this is a black business. Let's empower this black business. Let's support this black business because we don't have a lot of black businesses. Mm-hmm. Now, when you say that and your partner is a Jewish person or anything that's not black, right? You're deceiving the people. And my exact, like I told John, if we have a big fashion show, right? Mm-hmm. We had the biggest fashion show in the world. And we have set up everybody their own place where they can sell their own material. Now, you're sitting next to somebody that says they're black owned. You're sitting next to Jay-Z. He has a design. He says he's black owned, but he has a Russian partner that's 50-50. Now, right next to him, in the cubicle right next to him is Milano from Philly. 100% black owned. And when we're looking at the black-owned, support black-owned businesses, we're looking at her, we're looking at Jay-Z. We're going to go to Jay-Z because he's the bigger name. He's the guy that's pushing everything and all of that. And to me, that's where the deceiving comes in. That's where the deception comes in. That's where it's a whole movie. Because us, as people, a lot of us don't look up who owns Duce, who owns what percentage of Duce. So a lot of us, wrong or right, in the neighborhood, go off Jay Word. A lot of people look at Jay Word as his goal. You can't say nothing wrong. Now, they are wrong because they're not doing their own homework. But if Jay is preaching his black power, black empowerment stuff, and he's got a partner that's not black, he's deceiving the people. That's my thoughts. He said in the
song, though, that he owned 50% of Duce.
I'm not saying that. I'm not. I just use Jay because that's who he brought up. But I'm saying anybody. Anybody.
If I'm 50-50 and my partner is a white man, it's still...
It's not black owned.
It's still technically black owned.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because I own my half of the business.
50%.
Yeah, my half of the business.
So you don't own it.
All right, let me ask you this then. So you say if you take somebody like Milano, she sells clothes.
Right.
I guarantee you she don't get her clothes from a black-owned business.
It doesn't matter who's her partner. What I'm saying is,
not. If you want, hold on. You're saying support a black-owned business, but is she supporting a black-owned business? She's not buying her materials from black-owned businesses.
Maybe not, but she's still 100% black-owned. That's it.
But my thing is, if your whole thing is, I'm supporting this business because it's supposed to be black-owned.
But what I'm saying is, if you're running a movie, support this black business, right? And we got 2 cubicles, but you're not really 100% black-owned. Forget who she's getting her. Everybody is getting these stuff from somebody, and it doesn't.
But so how can you say support a black-owned business if the
she,
black-owned business
who
is
owns
not?
It?
Hold on.
Who owns it?
Listen, hear this out. How can you say support black-owned business if the black-owned business is not supporting a black-owned business?
Who owns the business? Who owns Milano?
Hold on. Are you listening?
Who owns Milano?
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
But who do we have the resources for manufacturing, like the clothing, the cloth material, the denim? That's where I would like for black people to actually start stepping up.
That's what I'm saying.
So Milano, like vendors like Milano, have a place to go to get like their material and stuff like that.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, she's spending her money with whoever is going to make her product the best. She's not a partner with anybody. When that money goes in, when we pay $25 for a hoodie, that all goes to that black female.
Okay.
What she does with her, what I'm saying is we spent $25 on a Jay-Z hoodie. Half of it goes to him. Half of it goes to whoever his partner is. It's a difference,
Okay,
bro.
but let me tell you the differences. I'll give you an example of Jay-Z and Kanye West. If Kanye West signed with Gap,
right?
Gap numbers profits is going to go.
It's not black owned.
Hold on. Listen, hear me out. Okay. Gap numbers is going to go through the roof on the strength of that black man. When Kanye West leaves Gap, their numbers is going to plummet on the strength of that black man. So you're still supporting that black man, even though they're 100% owned. You're still supporting a black man. If you're supporting Gap and Kanye is the face of Gap, you're supporting Adidas on the strength of Kanye. Their
numbers Kanye,
are going down.
You look at the numbers, right? Where if you support Milano, she's getting 100% of the revenue. Okay. If you're supporting Kanye, he's getting 55% of the revenue. That's not the same,
But
bro.
The same part comes into if Milano, for example, is not buying her shit from a black owned business. It does matter because your whole thing is support a black owned business. But she's spending money. Your whole thing is supporting a black owned business, right?
Right.
100% black owned business.
She's 100% black owned, even if she buys.
But at the end of the day, how can you say support 100% black-owned business if the person you're supporting is not buying her shit from a black-owned business?
Who owns the business?
She owns the business.
100%?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we're supporting a black business.
We're supporting a black business, but the person who owns that business is not supporting a black business.
That
does matter.
No.
Yes.
You're not going to...
Listen, if John... hold on. Just hit it. If John owns the X Hat company...
Right.
but he's getting it from Asians. We're supporting John because he's hold on.
Okay.
We're supporting John because he's black owned 100%. But John is the hypocrite because he's not supporting a black owned business.
Okay, now which one is more black owned? If we support John's business, then he's the 100% owner and he's getting hats cheaper from China, but you are 50% owner with a fucking Russian. Which one is black owned and which one is not?
John is black owned.
That's it.
That's not it, because how can you say the whole thing is about supporting black owned when the person you're supporting is not supporting black owned? This is my whole thing.
What I was trying to clarify is supporting black businesses has become a hustle. It's a hustle. When you go to Mexicans, you go to Puerto Ricans, you don't see Puerto Ricans saying support Puerto Rican businesses. You don't see whites saying support white businesses.
White don't have to say it
you
because
don't
it's been established
see
for
them
hundreds of
saying
years.
support Jewish business.
They
We're
don't
the only
have
one
to.
to do that.
They
Why
don't have
do
to.
we do that?
They
Because
don't
it's a
have-
hustle.
They
now.
don't have to do that because they've been they've been established
It's
for hundreds of years.
No, it's a hustle now. If I say support, listen,
Walmart don't got to say support Walmart because they've been established for years.
We all talk about Black Lives Matter movement. We all know they took money and did shit they wasn't supposed to do with it. So what I'm saying is, it's always gonna be a movie.
But listen, the point that you're skipping over is how can you fault somebody for partnering with somebody that ain't black?
I'm not faulting anybody, but it's not 100%. It's not black owned.
But you're not holding the guy who's so-called 100% black owned accountable for not buying from a black owned business.
So again, hold on, John. I'm gonna let you go. Again, if me and you own 50% of a business, right, and John owes 100% of a business, right? One of us is not black. Who's more black owned? Us or John?
John is more black owned.
Okay, so you can't say
we're both getting our shit from somebody who's not black owned, we're not supporting black owned business ourselves.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is the profit, the money, everything comes from hold on. If Milano is black owned, but she's getting her merchandise from she's still black owned.
But
bro.
if, for example,
we're still supporting her.
We don't know her. Listen, we're supporting her, but who is she supporting?
We don't know where she get her supplies from.
Okay, but my point is, this is hypothetically we're speaking, but let's say she's getting her shit from somebody else that's not black owned. If we're supporting her, who is she supporting? It just don't stop at us.
What you say, John?
And that's what I was about to get on is the fact that we don't have the resources for everything. Like, let's say if I had a food place, let's say I had a Caribbean food spot, and I got all my food from black farms and stuff, but there was a black farm that don't have chickens, so I had to order from John's Chickens over here, and there was a white guy.
What does that mean?
And I'm still a black owner. Let's say if I had
supporting somebody else that ain't
what does that mean?
I'm a black owner.
Okay,
though. But see, my point is that
owner.
It's hard, but I know that there are businesses that do that. That are completely black owned and get all their products from, but it's really hard because we don't have the resource. Let's say if I run a t-shirt business, let's say I support Tony down the street because he gives me all the t-shirts and hoodies, but Tony is black, but he's buying it off of whoever.
That don't matter.
So it don't matter. But see, we're also.
That don't matter.
But at the end of the day, when it comes down to who that person is, that company that is selling it, I think determines.
Let me ask you this, Vito.
Black owned.
You're saying basically that you and your Jewish partner is the same as John, this black man running his own business, but he's buying it from whoever because whoever's not black because they're cheaper.
Listen,
you're saying y'all the same?
No, I'm saying the only difference is he might be 100%, I might be 50%.
But
if we're
y'all
both,
not the same.
Hold on.
Are y'all the same?
No, because he's 50%.
He's what?
He's 100%.
Black owned.
Yeah.
What are you?
But the same is, I'm the split. But the same thing is.
What would you say? Because I know you a real dude.
I'm about to say this.
Okay.
If I'm 50% split with somebody that ain't black and he's 100% black, and we're both getting our product from the same guy that ain't black, he might be 100% black owned, but he's still supporting a business that is not black owned. That's the point I'm making.
Is he? But I'm gonna let you go, John. Is he supporting a business that's black owned, or is he just trying to get the best deal as a business?
So what's the difference between me going 50-50 if getting the best deal as a business with
The
somebody
difference
else?
is if you and him both say y'all black owned businesses, but you have another partner with you, and John is. That's a big difference,
It's
bro.
not, because I'm still black owned. My
You're
half
not-
is owned by a black man.
Yes, but where's the black person money
But
going
see,
to?
It's going to
Where's
whether-
it going to? You and your partner, right?
Yeah.
Okay then.
All right, but
So it's
but
not
you act like
black-owned.
it don't just stop at that level. It goes beyond the level of the consumer. It
Okay.
goes past the level of the owner too. So no matter if your whole thing is black owned, black owned, black owned, if the owner is not getting your shit from a black owned business, because there are black owned businesses
believe
that
that,
have fucking clothes.
Shout out to you though.
There
for
are black
saying
owned businesses that have clothes. So those don't stop at us.
Vito, shout out to you for saying that, but I do not believe
There
that
are
at
definitely
all.
black owned businesses that have clothes.
I don't believe that at all. That because you don't grab your merchandise from a black
Yeah, there are
person.
black owned people that own shit.
Own is I own this.
Yes.
When I'm buying stuff for a company that I own, that has nothing to do with anything, bro.
It
That
does.
That doesn't mean
How
we're
does it-
on
okay,
the
so
same
what's the
level.
This is the difference between me buying something from a business that is not black owned and you as the owner buying something from a business that is not black owned. It's the same fucking thing. It's just at a higher level.
Nah, what you got something else, John?
No, you touched it. You pause. You got it.
Nah, this boy crazy.
It's the same. It's just different levels.
I just see it almost impossible unless there's probably very few professions that where you're not going to need some outside help outside of black folks
Now-
to get your product.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.